The reason behind Big Ed's power play in his split from Liz Woods in 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. Throughout their time together in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, Big Ed Brown and Liz Woods had a turbulent relationship. Nonetheless, their breakup on Season 8 of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, was obviously a power move by Big Ed to take the upper hand. After Big Ed broke up with Rose Vega, Liz, a waitress and single mother, finally started dating him despite her initial resistance to his attempts. There were 15 breakups and reconciliations in their turbulent romance. Liz was upset when Big Ed abruptly called off their wedding arrangements, leaving her dissatisfied. With Liz purportedly dating a new person, their separation has been well publicized for months. But until the most recent episodes, it was unclear how exactly their relationship ended. But Season 8 of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, revealed how their contentious union ultimately fell apart. Big Ed's way of conducting things, from the hot taco pasta to his sudden departure and unannounced cancellation of the wedding, makes it obvious that he wants to be in charge at all times. Big Ed left the wedding before telling Liz. In the most recent episodes of Season 8 of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, fans were treated to a shocking scene in which Big Ed called off his wedding to Liz without consulting her, totally surprising her. Liz was left feeling bewildered, devastated, and driven to try to save their relationship as a result of the unanticipated move's aftermath. When they got together at a coffee shop to talk about the consequences, it was obvious that Big Ed had no intention of making amends. Big Ed and Liz's relationship had always been complicated. Despite many ups and downs, Liz seemed ready to withstand their unending storms. It was hard to understand why Liz kept making the emotional investment in a relationship with Big Ed from the outside, especially considering his tumultuous past with Rose. But as Liz dealt with the fallout from Big Ed's snap decision, she discovered that she was experiencing mixed emotions. Liz and Big Ed's showdown scene was a highly charged emotional moment. Viewers got an inside look at the hurt and betrayal Liz experienced after Big Ed's actions, as she sobbedly confronted him in a coffee shop. Although Liz and Big Ed may have staged their romance, there was something authentic about their exchange. Liz demonstrated her steadfast dedication to their partnership by expressing a determination to resolve their differences and put things right in spite of her sadness. But Big Ed had already made up his mind that their romance was finished. Big Ed was undoubtedly in charge of the situation the entire time. He refused to change his mind, even as Liz sobbed and pleaded for them to give it another shot. Although he and Liz have never had a good communication relationship, he purposefully made major decisions without talking to her. Big Ed was playing power games because he desired total control. Big Ed controlled Liz's feelings, however. Big Ed made an effort to defend his choice by blaming himself and claiming worries about how long their marriage would last, as well as a wish to spare Liz the suffering of yet another failed relationship. His excuses, though, were disingenuous and appeared to be Big Ed's attempt to control Liz's already vulnerable emotional condition without taking the blame. Big Ed was at a loss for words when Liz disclosed that she had only heard of the wedding cancellation from their officiant. It was obvious that he canceled the wedding because he was a coward who craved control in his relationships and was aware that Liz would be devastated by his choice. Liz was still crying as Big Ed went on to defend himself, thinking about what would happen to her without Big Ed. Liz wanted to fight for the relationship even as Big Ed refused to give in to her feelings. With tears in her eyes, Liz said, "In a committed relationship, you stick through it during hard times 100%. Big Ed sought to persuade Liz of his viewpoint by reminding her that they had both had **** marriages, and by playing on her feelings from her previous divorce. Big Ed, on the other hand, seems unconcerned with being divorced. He was prepared to do whatever it took to persuade Liz that he no longer wanted to be with her. Big Ed denied Liz the ability to make a decision. Big Ed disrespects his ex-partner by making all of the choices without consulting Liz. Couples fight about deeper issues almost always. It was never about the hot taco spaghetti. When Big Ed made a dinner that had too much spice, Liz thought that he wasn't being careful of her daughter and made fun of her. The confrontation escalated because she was angry over past altercations, which included a lack of communication and respect. Big Ed walked away, refusing to work things out. It makes sense that after a heated argument, a couple would need some time to decompress or take a break. But Big Ed and Liz ought to have discussed such important life issues as calling off a wedding jointly. Liz's agency and options were taken away by Big Ed, underscoring his immaturity and incessant need to have the better of every debate. Why Liz is more deserving than Ed, even though Liz wasn't happy during their coffee date. It's obvious from the fallout that Liz is better off without Big Ed. She is worthy of far better than his cunning and domineering tactics. Fortunately, Liz is doing well following her split from Big Ed. She lost a significant amount of weight and demonstrated resiliency and willpower to continue. As Season 8 of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, progresses, she has even found a new partner. Liz was always entitled to something better than the abusive partnership she had with Big Ed. Over a dozen breakups during their time together were indicative of the turbulent cycle of breakups and reconciliations that characterized their partnership. Liz always gave Big Ed a second chance despite their difficult past, expecting for improvement. But this never materialized, and Big Ed continued to feel in control of her. What happened to Big Ed and Liz after their relationship ended on 90 Day Fiancé was astounding. In addition to their ultimate falling out after a disastrous dinner, Big Ed also abandoned Liz and called off their wedding without telling her. Liz was taken by surprise, even though he made an effort to control her feelings by telling her that they would get a divorce and that it was him, not her, who was flawed. Even after their breakup, Big Ed still wanted to be in charge. I hope that's the end of Liz and Big Ed.